Welcome to RetenaAI Academy. I'm excited to have you on board and as part of this growing community of problem solvers, AI engineers, innovators, and future builders. Over the course of this video, we'll be talking about a lot of things. So I'd appreciate if you stay tuned till the end. So we're going to be talking about why learning AI is important in the society of today, and we're going to be learning about how to merge AI strategies and concepts with real business processes. So, and also I'm going to guide you through your application process, what you expect from this entire process, as well as your assessment schedule and so many things. So let's get right into the video. Welcome back. So before I get right into the program, I just want to take us through the truth behind the AI hype. What is the opportunity awaiting you, right? Because I feel it's important you get to know more about what AI is, where the opportunity is, and why this program is kind of like the best for you. So I've actually been spending a few months thinking about how to make money from something that's technically free, right? Because the AI hype is everywhere. So much to the extent that it's very hard for you to even distinguish between something that is real and something that is just a scam, right? So the question is, who really gets to make money in this whole AI journey, this whole AI hype, this whole AI race, right? Is it the enormous amount of videos we see on YouTube on people saying how to get rich, how to build a chatbot for a particular firm for $4,000? Or the people that have some deep expertise in a particular niche or business field? I'm coming right into that. Let's look at this technically. We can see this. This is evident from the provider of the tools. You see certain tools, they come at $20, $25 per month, $30 per month, right? And then a company gives you $4,000 to literally use a tool that would literally cost them how much? $20, $30 per month. I don't see where it actually where it relates. So how do I make $4,000 plus from implementing tools that just literally don't cost this company a ton of money, right? So I'm going to get right into that. You see a lot of videos on YouTube, get rich with AI, make money with AI, build an anything automation with AI and earn $6,000. And I had to really go deep into it and understand that what is really the reality behind this business of nowadays. Now, there's an AI trap, basically, because many assume that the opportunity lies in automation, integration, implementing AI chatbot, AI workflows, using Zapier, anything, make.com, and the likes, right? But the truth is that these things are commodities, which I spoke about earlier. Tools like ChatGPT literally charge you $20 a month. Zapier charges $19 a month. Anytime charges $20 to $50 a month. These are commodities, right? Because we can see it being evident from the creators of these tools. And aside that, we also have countless free tutorials on how to do these things. So I say, okay, I want to build an appointment setting system for a particular company. This company can literally just hire one of their engineering staff or maybe someone on the admin department, look this up, and then just get a 2 hours video on YouTube with the millions of them we have. Get a 2 hours video on YouTube, look at how to implement this. And then boom, they do it. Because if someone else could literally do it, right, within 2 3 hours, 5 hours, I wonder where the value is going to be in this particular thing. So the tools alone don't create wealth because they're cheap, they're common. If I used to say one thing, if anyone can implement what you've already done so easily, like easily, then it's commoditized, right? So these tools don't create wealth. These tools alone don't create wealth. They're cheap, they're common, and they're replaceable because I wrote it down here boldly. The tools are worth nothing. And you can see it from the providers of the tools, right? So who are the ones that really make this much money with AI? Or let me say, where does the real value lie? So these tools become more valuable in the hands of someone who has insight, or let me say someone who has a skill to apply them to real business problem. Most especially someone who has the ability to spot where AI add value and where it doesn't. Because I've seen a lot of scenarios where AI implementations are done in companies, and then the business owners come to sit down and realize that, come, this thing does not have any value it brings to us. Probably we just implemented it because of the recent AI trend. It's just like, okay, it's something nice to have, but do we really need it? Is that a real, do we really get a real measurable ROI on this? No. Okay. So those who make money from AI are not tool users. They are domain experts. People who really understand how a particular business works. It could be legal, it could be consulting, it could be finance, it could be content creation, it could be social media marketing, it could be anything. Domain experts. So people who understand how this business works down to the T, who understand the entire business processes, people who can identify friction points, people who can identify bottlenecks and opportunities, right? So that is why anybody that comes to me, I've been a generative AI engineer for over a year now, and people come to me about AI stuff and how to implement. And one thing I ask or tell them is that they really need to get good at something. I always emphasize that. Because if you're good at something, if you are in a particular business niche, you understand how it goes over there. You understand what are the biggest pain points there, what are the biggest bottlenecks there. Then you can now make these two relevant in that sector. That is entirely how this works. Now, so where does the academy come in? So we prepare you by focusing on two things you need to do. Two things, two needs, two key needs. We focus on two key needs. One, helping you spot niches and identify niches and study niches and industries in depth. Learning their processes, their potential bottlenecks and pain points, right? The other thing is that we learn how to apply, we teach you how to apply AI into that particular niche. Let me break down how these multi-million dollar company, multi-million dollar AI agencies get to really make their money, because I don't think these guys sell tools. I don't think these guys sell automations. They sell transformations, they sell growth infrastructures. So what they do is that they are in a particular business sector. They study the top 1% in that sector. Okay, who are the guys really doing good in this particular business sector, right? They figure out what they do. How do they do it? Is it content creation? Do they give them a lead form after registering on a particular platform? Do they run bonuses? What is really their playbook? How do they do it? Now, you take that playbook, you adapt these strategies into an AI workflow, and then what? You push it to the struggling 99%. That is how you make the money. So the real approach is that you're not selling the AI tool, you're selling systems, you're selling transformations. You understand the top player book, you rebuild that system with AI, and you offer it to the rest of the market that lack the same capability. That's all. So the focus within RetenaAI is not basically the tool itself. If it's about the tool, what are we doing? I don't think we have this program, because I could literally just give someone a YouTube video, go look up something, go look up how to make anything, how to use anything, go look up how to use voice flow, go look up how to use agent, replicate, organ face and the likes, right? And the funniest part of the case is that these tools get more incredibly easier to use over time, right? They are making it easier to use. They are making it in such a way that it will be easy for a common person who lacks technical in-depth to even grab these tools to use. Where does the value come? So ignore this ignore this informations about, try to understand the reality behind it. So you understand the top player book in that business sector, you rebuild that system with AI and offer it to the rest of the market. So instead of just an automation, you are providing a growth transformation, or what you call a growth engine, that what fixes bottlenecks and pain points. and drives measurable impact. This is what companies will pay you a lot of money for, because you're not selling them a vitamin, you're not selling them vitamins, you're not selling them supplements, you're not selling them nice to have, you're selling them pain relievers. This is what they chase you for desperately. So let's get into the academy. So currently at the academy, we offer two programs at the moment: the AI system integration and the AI strategy and consulting. Right. So both programs emphasize on friction mappings, identifying business niches, and potential pain points within businesses, and then doing a bottleneck analysis, and then having AI enabled solution that aligns with real business outcomes, right? That fixes these bottlenecks, that fixes this pain point. Now, if your focus is to not only figure out how it is with business, and then figure out how things are going with them, figure out how to fix things up, right? You want to take it further and actually build these systems and these workflows and these growth engines, right? AI system integration is for you. So it's much more technical is much more technical oriented. You'll be learning about businesses, you'll be learning about understanding business niches, you'll be learning about friction mapping and bottleneck analysis, and also you'll be learning about how to build these tools, how to build these systems, right? How to deploy these systems into business processes. Like I said earlier, you don't come into a company to build them something new. You adapt your infrastructure to what is already working within the company. So it's just there is a business process. Obviously, there's something that is making them money, but you just want to make it more efficient, right? So the other program is AI strategy and consulting, which is less technical, right? But it focuses on diagnosis, strategy, and handing of builds, right, to system integrators. So what do I mean by this? These guys consult for companies. They try to understand what's going on within their company. They try to identify pain points within their company, and then do a strategy map, do a system design that analyzes what the potential fixes could be for that bottleneck, for that particular pain point, and then probably they hand over the proper integration to system integrations, who will actually do the builds. So actually, you would understand how these tools work to the T. Trust me, you understand how this system works in such a way that even if these systems have problems, you could be consulting on to get them fixed, right? The only difference is just that one is more technically in depth, the other is less technical. So you need to just choose the right program for you when you're applying to the program, when you're applying to the academy. Sorry. Now I want us to look at this analogy. I don't know a car that is valued at exactly $1 million, but let's say a Ferrari, for example, right? Now, if you take a Ferrari, let's say a Ferrari is worth $1 million. I'm just saying, right? Now, you break this Ferrari's car part down, right? You disassemble it. You take the tires, you take the bumpers, you take the gears and all that. You separate them and then you sell them individually. You might not be able to make up to $200,000 in value of those parts, right? So the value is not in the fragment. If you look at it, so if you disassemble a $1 million car and you sell them in parts, you may not even see up to 1/4 of how much the entire car is valued at. So the value is not in the fragment, the value is in the engineering and the insight that makes it an entire car, right? So that is the same with AI. Building automations here and there are just fragments, right? Wrapping it into real business problem. Wrapping it AI into real business systems is the $1 million car. So I sometimes came across a particular gig on Viva from an African AI expert, right? Offering to sell one of his service for about I think 40 something dollars, right? I think it's anytime automation for 40 something dollars. Now tell me, how do you make money for how do you become a millionaire from that? How do you become a billionaire from that? I don't know if you're already seeing where I'm coming out with this. So the tools do not make, so ignore, or let me say, shift the focus from the tool, right? So who is this program for? Majorly for business owners and entrepreneurs, industry professionals who understand the sector, and also enthusiasts that are eager to become AI system integrators, consultants, and strategists. So what I'm saying is that, I mean, I can understand the fact that you are in school, maybe trying to learn about a few things. Yep. That is still even gaining insight to how a particular sector works. So that works for you. So, aside that fact, we are going to take you through how this works, how you can figure out a particular niche, how you can understand how they work, right? How you can understand business processes and figure out pinpoint and frictions and bottlenecks, basically. So also anyone who is willing to move from a tool user to a system builder or a value creator, right? So that is what we expect in this program. How do you apply to the program? Right. Let's talk about the application steps and what to expect, as well as the post training opportunities. What are the outcome, right? After your learning. So the first thing is you're gonna head on to Retina AI Academy, right? You're gonna head on to Retina AI Academy, and then you're just gonna create an account, right? You click on the Apply Now button, and you create an account. You put in your first name, your last name, the email, and I think I'm just gonna do that now, and I'll just use a particular email here, and a password, and just fill this in quickly. So once you sign up, you'll be sent a verification email, right? You immediately go verify your email. That's the first thing you do. Then you come back here, or once you even verify your email, you'll be prompted to log in. So you come back here and you get to choose the program from what we've discussed earlier. You know there are a lot of insights on each program, even on the academy's landing page. So basically you can get more insight on that or reach out to an expert, right? You can reach out to us via mail, basically for a session on how to guide and counsel you through the right program for you. We have that facility. So AI systems integration, AI consulting and strategy. So once you click on the apply, you can try to apply. Then you have to pay a non-refundable application fee of 10,000 naira, right? So once you're done with the application process, you'll be brought to a page like this. I'm just going to sign in with an account that I have actually like paid on, right? So you're going to get to a page like this, right? And you'll be able to download your study kit. And what does your study kit contain? It contains your study material, right? The assessment overview, which, these are just past questions to help you guide your learning and your study. Then there's this sample video lesson, right, which is more like a recording from Course One interactive session. So all these three, all for your learning. Just to prepare you for the assessment you'll be having in like say 2 weeks from now, right? Which will be communicated to you via mail. So once you're done, once you pass this phase, okay, let me just talk about the scholarship opportunity, right? Because there is a scholarship opportunity for Cohort 2. So we have one full scholarship up for grab and two partial scholarships, right? So these are for students or prospects that show the most potential, right? And what it takes to scale through the program. And one of the main indicator of that is how well you do in your assessment. So I suggest you just take it seriously. So let's just discuss briefly on what your post training transition is going to look like. What do you expect after training? Because each of these programs have their duration. Say, for example, system integration is for 4 months, right? It's for 4 months, and AI consulting and strategies for 3 months. So let's look at the post transition phase. So you have three pathways basically. One being the pilot program, right? We understand that most of our, in fact, in cohort one, we have some people that have they came up with ideas and what looks really transformational to businesses. So basically, they might not have the capacity in terms of funding as well as infrastructures to push this to reality, more like an MVP phase, right? So the pilot program is basically for that. So it's for fellows who show potentials, like they basically have ideas we know that is definitely going to make some money. So we get this idea, we support them and get this idea to MVP, hoping that you get some money from this, and then we get obviously get some shares from that particular company. That's what it's more like a Y Combinator kind of a thing, but this is not Y Combinator. This is more like a pilot program that helps um beginner startup founders or potential founders to reach where they want to be in terms of AI business. There's also the career placement and outsourcing support, so where we get you interviews and opportunities with companies, either to take on on a full-time role or freelance role. Then the third part is you either join the RetenaAI community as a contributor. Currently we're currently hiring within the company, within the academy, everywhere. So basically, the opportunities for core two members basically after training to join us. That's a choice. So I do not see how you will not make something out of this program, either through one of these post transition phase or even through any other opportunity that might come, because what AI being done the right way exposes you to is a world of tremendous opportunities. The world is your oyster. So that is it basically. So before I conclude this phase, right? So after your application, you'll be asked to join you'll be added to a community where you could, relate with enthusiasts and learners and get past the phase of study and assessment. And, of course, you can still talk to these people even beyond that phase, basically. So yeah, that's you need to note that. And also, I need you to prepare well for the assessment, right? Because it's very, very important, because we have concepts that will serve as prerequisite for some of the concepts you'll be learning during the program. So it's very important you take it seriously. Thank you. Just before I leave, I need you to remember that the tool does not make you the money. If you see any very nice fancy tool being used, doing a lot of things on TikTok, Instagram Reels, I've been seeing that. But you sit down to ask yourself, if I use this for myself, of course, it's a nice to have. I enjoy it. It's quite fascinating. But does this deliver real business transformation, real business value? That's the question you get to ask yourself, right? So let me go back to the conclusion. So we're not training you to sell AI tools or fragments. We're selling transformation. We're teaching you how to sell transformation, how to sell systems, right? If a particular AI tool you're trying to integrate does not, one, make the business more money or get them more clients, they're literally not going to do anything about it. They really don't care about it. No matter how fancy the tool is, no matter how fancy the software is, no matter how fancy what you built with AI is, if it does not deliver real business value, the business owner don't care. They don't care. Sorry. So that is it. Do not sell. We don't teach you how to sell AI tools. We don't teach you about how to sell fragment. We teach you how these tools deliver measurable business growth, basically. So, thank you.
Yes, so I hope you've been able to grab one or two things, right? And the decision is yours going forward. Are you going to be part of the journey or you're going to be left out? Because as it is right now, it's more of an essential skill you need to have. This is not just something that looks like it is nice to have. If you have it, you're good. If you don't, you're good. So many jobs have been replaced, with people that have the knowledge and, of course, the the needed concept and strategies to pull these things off with AI integration. So I'll see you in tutorial classes. We'll be having. I'll see you in the assessment, and hopefully I want you to get past this phase and get into the program. So I'll be seeing you in a lot of sessions we'll be having, and I wish you best of luck. Bye.